Hey there everybody, time for another week of Nitro. It's third week April, heading towards Spring Stampede, so let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay, first off in a pre-show match, we've got Cash defeating Norman Smiling in 9:37, 57 C-, just your typical straightforward pre-show match to get some people on the show. And then in a six-man match, we've got Jamie Noble, Yang, and Kaz defeating Chavo, Elix Skipper, and Kid Romeo when Kaz made Elix Skipper tap out with the Kaz mission. 59C, again, your typical pre-show match to get people on the show. But actually a pretty solid match considering. Noble got 55, Yang was up to a 60, Kaz got a 57, Chavo got a 61, so, not too bad. And Yang got the flu. Okay. Then we start out the show with basically Flair, or taped earlier today. Flair is leaving his limo, and then Luger attacks, and then they brawl basically in the parking lot, before officials sort of break them apart. 87 B+. Then in our actual opening match, Tajiri defeating Evan Courageous in 5:03 with the Brainbuster. Straightforward non-title match, getting Tajiri over. Tajiri got 55, not too bad. And then Tajiri celebrates, Kaz comes in, and we have a stare down, 40-60. And then backstage, we've got Jarrett, Douglas, and Canyon backstage, basically, putting over that, they're going to take out DDP soon enough, that Jarrett will finally shut up Sean O'Haire at the pay-per-view, and that they're still the elite force in wrestling today as Horsemen. 82B. Canyon looked excellent. Hurrah. And then next up, we've got Jindrak and Stasiak defeating the Domalukes in 5:09, when Jindrak pins Johnny the Bull with the mark of perfection. So 54 C-. Just your straightforward match, putting over Jindrak and Stasiak as your number one contenders. Yeah, everybody was pretty solid. And then basically, had a post-bracket in-ring promo by Jindrak and Stasiak on Ray and Ray Jr., saying, they're throwing together a team that barely got the win. They've been, together since they both started out in wrestling down at the power plant, and they're the future of tag wrestling in WCW. 67 C+. Really, actually a pretty decent promo, all things considered. And next up, Flair tries to knock on Luger's door. Luger walks out with a hot woman known as Bobcat. She was Godfather's hoe for a while, for those unaware. But basically, Luger refers to her as Flair's friend from last night, and Flair freaks out because it's Flair freaking out. 81B. Not too bad. Then we have Dustin Rhodes just running over Disco Inferno in 4:47 by pinfall with the Bulldog, 50 D+. Just like, hey, Dustin's been beat up in the last couple weeks, let's give him a straight ahead win. And then Lawler ambushes Dustin, they brawl, and then Macias comes out of nowhere and just, drills Dustin with a chokeslam. 65 C. Getting solid, just Angle still building all of this up. And then next up, we've got a special Mike Tenay interview with Randy Savage, which is your old school style, well, not your old school, but your Attitude Era style, Jim Ross in-depth promo. Randy Savage talking about how, he knows he's on the downside of his career, but, he's still the Macho Man, and Booker T, he may have been impressive so far, but he's never faced off against a true legend like the Macho Man at Spring Stampede. It's Spring Stampede. It's going to be the Macho Man holding the WCW title once again. 90A. Because, hey, turns out Savage good at promos. Next up, we've got backstage in a short little segment, 64C. Helms is talking to Reno and Cash, and he's basically pointing at, a TV that's in the background, and, he's talking about how, Disco is a beaten mess on the ground. Is that the guy you want, leading your career? And then, Reno and Cash walk off with Helms, still talking. Oh, let me just... Nope. No turn yet. You did not see that. Flair talks to Bischoff. Bischoff kind of shrugs, what do you want me to do? You already have a match with Luger at the pay-per-view. Stop whining. After Flair leaves, then Luger and his lady friend walk in. 86B+. Bischoff, maybe, if he's willing to, makes a in-joke about his recent divorce and says, Luger's lady friend is looking good. They laugh. And then we've got a big upset Air Raid defeats Team Canada in 9:45 when AJ Styles defeats Lance Storm by pinfall with a quick roll-up. So I imagine like some sort of like victory roll finish, where like Storm and also have been winning both the match, but Storm and AJ are in the ring. Storm misses some sort of like move, and then AJ gets a quick roll-up, reverse cradle, gets the pin. Crowd shocked. Really good match, 74B minus. Yeah. And then after the match, Air Raid escape quickly. Storm and Awesome freak out in the ring, 49D+. Then we have an interview with Booker. And then Booker T saying, Savage thinks, I have, that he can take the title off of me easily, but I'm the face of the WCW now. I'm the one that made it Starrcade and took the title off Scott Steiner. I've been holding this world title. I'm a multiple-time world champion. I'm not, the guy that was in a tag team when you showed up, Savage. I'm the man in WCW now, and if you want to take this title off me, do your best. And he had a star, because Booker's awesome. Hurrah. And then Luger interrupts Luger in. They get to argue. And then Bobcat hits Luger in the nuts. He falls down, and then she walks off with Flair because it was Swerve, and it turns out that she was with Flair the whole time. 84B+. And that's our little mini storyline for the show ended. Just building up more of the Flair-Luger match for the pay-per-view. And then we have got Scott Steiner defeating Chick Palumbo in 8:58 by submission, 77B, so actually a really good match. Steiner had an 88 in-ring performance because he's actually pretty good still. And then Steiner goes after Stacy again as Palumbo tries to recover. And then I don't know where Sting runs in, makes a save with his baseball bat. Steiner runs away, basically holding his hands out, and we've got to build up for something. So 82B. It's almost like we're setting up a match for the pay-per-view or something. And then O'Haire and DDP have an in-ring for their main event tonight versus Jarrett and Canyon. Just your short, O'Haire says, he's going to take the U.S. title off Jarrett. He's going to show how he's going to do it tonight. And DDP says, he's going to give Canyon the bang, and even Joni if she tries to get involved. 81B. Not too bad. And then our main event, O'Haire and DDP defeat Jarrett and Canyon in 13:35 in an 82B, when O'Haire defeats Jarrett by pinfall with the Widowmaker. DDP got a 78, O'Haire got a 70, Canyon got a 91, and Jarrett got an 81. And then to end the show, babyfaces celebrate. Canyon and Jarrett are and Joni are all upset. 89A. So to end the show, we got an 87B+. So again, really good show. Yeah, next week's the go home show. But, we've got, world title being built up. U.S. title match being built up. Canyon DDP. Sting and Scott Steiner looks like. Flair and Luger. The tag title match, and all sorts of other fun stuff. So let's look at Raw, and they got an 86. We actually beat them out as far as actually show quality. Bo's Destruction defeated Edge and Christian, 95. Taylor defeated Molly. Mr. Perfect beating Brock, because of course that was the type of booking they did after I built him up. And this is a weird, Benoit, Rock, and Triple H defeated Farouk, Al Snow, and Matt Hardy. Yay. That's also just a weird match to open things up with. But okay, 86B+, so hey, there you go. Let's look if there's any interesting mail. Yep, some pay-per-view, but I've already taken care of that. Ric Flair had an opinion. Oh, okay, Jamie Noble's talker. That's actually kind of correct. But anyway, that's the show. So if you like things, give it a like. If you have something to say, go ahead and give a comment on this. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying things. But I'll talk to you later. Adios. So, hey guys, this is a ending of my previous show because it turns out that I totally fucked up on the recording of the Go Home show for Nitro. So this is an addendum to the third week to show what should have been shown on the fourth week, but that I totally screwed up. So to go over what happened real quick, first of all, it's an 89A, so probably my best actual show. So there we go. Anyway, so Bischoff opened the show. He called out Horsemen and Steiners, made some random tag matches. Lance Storm defeated AJ Styles, and then Storm also went to Rex Styles, but Air Paris ran in and hit a wild dive to stop things. That got 58. Lance Storm, AJ Styles got a 75, and the Bischoff opening with Horsemen and Steiners got a 97. Gene had an interview with Diamond Dallas Page and Lex Luger backstage. That got an 82. Alex Wright and the Filthy Animals defeated Shane Helms and Jindrak and Stasiak in a 78. If I remember correctly, Billy Kidman pinned Shane Helms. Then the babyface celebrated. Dustin Rhodes had an in-ring promo. They got a 64. The Babyface Celebration got a 67, by the way. He called out Lawler and Macias for a tag match at Spring Stampede. That got a 64. In our first hour main event, Booker T and Macho Man Randy Savage feed Shane Douglas and Rick Steiner. Basically, Booker T hitting a bookend type of thing, and then Savage hitting the elbow. That got a 79. Then Booker and Savage had a stare down. Booker held the title up. Savage grabbed the title, looked at Booker again, then threw it back to him. That got a 99 because it was awesome. Yang and Noble tried to hype up Kaz, but he just simply walked away because of their Cruiserweight title match. That got a 47. Gigante's got a 39, pinning Lasharoo in like 2 minutes. And then Gigante's hit another chokeslam as Helms ranted about how he's going to, take out Billy Kidman, the supposed Cruiserweight legend. And yes, I know I'm really stretching the definition of legend here. Horsemen had backstage promo basically going over, what they're going to do tonight. First taking on Sean O'Haire and Sting, and then winning in the main event. Anyway, so that got an 88. Then Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett went to a no contest with Sean O'Haire and Sting, 73. Basically just things, collapsing into chaos after about 10 minutes. Then a brawl went to back. That got an 87. And then DDP and Lex Luger defeated Ric Flair and Canyon. Basically, DDP and Canyon brawled. Luger, managed to get Flair in the rack and get him to submit. And then Luger celebrated as on the ramp, Diamond Cutter on Canyon, 94. So yeah, just adding this to the end of the third week thing because basically, well, I want to know what actually happened in the show. Anyway, next up is Spring Stampede, so go ahead and like things, like, submit, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks.